Hi everybody. I wonder if you have ever had one of those situations where one member of the family never bothers to cook the Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner type meal, or some similar situation to that, and if so, that's what we're discussing in this video. Hi everybody. 3, 2, 1. Hi everybody. This is DearMamaSal, and I had a wonderful email from Jackie. And Jackie said to me that she has a situation in her family, and I've got a feeling that she's in the States because this revolved, I think, around Thanksgiving coming up. But she's got a situation where she is my age and her son never, she didn't say son and daughter-in-law, but you got the feeling that's what she meant, never ever cook any of the festive meals like Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner or anything like that. They either go to the in-laws on the other side, or else they go out for dinner. And you know, Jackie was telling me, you know, Sal, I'm, you know, like you, a little bit older, and it's a lot to do now. And how do I do this without getting resentful and angry and all the rest of it? Well, you know, what I liked is that Jackie already had the answer. And I say already had the answer is because the chances are it probably is not going to change. But my question, and it normally is the question I try and start with, is seek first to understand. Let me try and understand what's going on here. Now, for the longest time in my life, I didn't cook. I didn't cook. Why? I grew up in a household where both my mother and my sister were extremely good entertainment type cooks. You know, they produced the 5-course meal with all the bits and pieces, and they had it ready on time, and they prepared it, they went shopping a week before, and they read recipes, they did all the right things. Now, as you know, it's not really my way of doing things, so I guess I had this picture in my mind of what it looked like to cook a perfect meal. And I knew I was never going to make that meal. I'm not stupid. and the other part of me didn't want to, if you get my drift. So it was really quite funny. So for the longest time, I didn't cook those meals either, Jackie. And the reason is because I knew I probably would totally mess it up. So that's my first thing. Seek first to understand why the meal has never been cooked at his house. And by the way, if it's because, his wife is scared of failing, then that's okay. Tell him to break out the barbecue, dust the snow off it, and do it as a barbecue or something. Do something fun. Anyway, but the real thing is, I really don't have enough information to be able to answer the question. I tried to think under how many scenarios would I, as a daughter-in-law, for example, not want to cook that meal. The only one I could come up with is, if I am a rotten cook, why would I expose myself to that embarrassment? Or if I find those sort of things highly stressful, the way I protect myself is not to cook that meal, which is called, if it's our turn, let's go out to a restaurant. Rather spend the money than go through the embarrassment. So Jackie, I'm hoping that you and anybody else who's listening to this will continue this conversation, because I'm certain this happens in other families, not just yours. But I'm going to go back to what you originally said, is how do you do this without resentment? Good girl. Proud of you. Yeah. There's only one way you're going to do it without resentment, which is stop letting it bug you. I know what you're saying, but Sal, it's not fair. Well, hello, Jackie. Life isn't fair. Life is just life. And you don't have to cook those Thanksgiving dinners or whatever at your age. You've done your time. It is time for the young people to pick up the slack. And I would say enjoy the meal out, be very grateful, or enjoy going to the other people's place. And I know what happens when you go to the other people's place. You feel embarrassed because your son's place should be held. Yeah, I can almost hear you sitting in front of me, giving me all these arguments. Why, Jackie? I'd be doing the same. But the answer is, the only way you can continue to have these meals without resentment is just take a deep breath. And I know this is difficult, Jackie. Let it go. You have got better things to worry about at your age than getting pissed off with something that you're not probably ever going to be able to change. Make sense? But thank you for writing to me. And thank you for giving me a chance to talk about it. Because I want to tell you, when I read your email to me, I was ran over the side strip. I was chuckling so much because I'm going, I don't know why, Jackie, I could just see you. I could see part of you almost in tears with the frustration of it. But on the other part of it, I could see myself as I used to be. And the one thing I learned, Jackie, and it's a really big wake-up call for me, as soon as I start to feel resentment, I know, you're not going to like this one, Jackie, so take a deep breath. The 2x4 is coming out. As soon as I feel resentment, I know that I have failed to look after myself by setting a boundary or letting it go, one of the two. Because that's the only time you get resentment, is when you're holding on to something that really, if you've been holding on for that long and nothing has changed, let it go. And what I do is I just drive myself, I used to anyway, just drive myself insane. And by the way, I can almost hear the other thing. Why don't they do that? What, don't they see? Let it go, Jackie. Yes, but why? The word why will drive you insane. Who cares why? If the other parents get fed up enough about it, they will talk to their daughter and say, isn't it time you cook the meal? Now, I have a feeling that part of this for Jackie, I could be wrong on this, but part of this comes from your embarrassment that your son's household, in inverted commas, has not done that. And I don't know why, Jackie, because I don't know you from a hill of beans, but I have a feeling that you are very much into good manners and etiquette. And maybe that's where the frustration and the resentment is coming from, which is, it's actually quite rude in your book. Rude that they're not doing it. Breathe, Jackie. By the way, let it go. If you don't get invited to the meal, if you don't go to their place, whatever, Your job, and you've heard me say this time and time again, your job is to make yourself happy, not to drive yourself insane. So, there's part of me that goes, maybe a couple of Bailey's milkshakes will cheer you up a bit. I don't know what it's going to take, but you don't have oh, here's a problem, Jackie. You don't have control, do you? You can't control the situation. Yeah, definitely let it go. Definitely let it go. Hey, and Jackie, a big hug. By the way, the rest of the viewers who are listening to this, if any of you relate to this and have got similar things going on, and you're glad that Jackie asked about it, make sure you leave a comment below. Because I always say the people brave enough to ask me these questions are really the unsung heroes of the network, the Dear Mama Sal network. Because it takes one person to ask a question like this, which is very uncomfortable, for a lot of people to learn a lot. So Jackie, thank you. On behalf of everybody who will hear this and will never hear from, thank you. This is Dear Mama Sal saying thank you for listening. Thank you for being a viewer or a listener. Depends how you do it. And bye-bye for now.